to find out the value of AD. AD here, in case of triangle ADC, here AD indicates the base. You can see well the base of this ACD triangle. And as OACB is a parallelogram, and you know well, in case of a parallelogram, the opposite two sides will be equal and same value. As here in this figure, along with side OB, there is acting vector Q. So, and the parallel side of OB is here AC. So, along with AC, here will also act the same vector Q. You know it. So now we need the value of AD here from the right angle triangle ACD. We need the value of AD, and in case of this right angle triangle ABC, here AD indicates the base, and another information is given here, the value of the side AC Q, and you know well, and here you need the value of base AD, and given information is the AC here hypotenuse. And in the trigonometric, according to the trigonometric law, you know well the information, when the information is given, the hypotenuse, and you need the value of base AD. So we, according to the trigonometric law, we know the relation between base and hypotenuse is cos theta. This is why again from triangle ACD, you can easily find out the value of AD here. The value of AD. AD here base, and another given information is hypotenuse. So the relation between base and hypotenuse is cos theta. So we'll easily apply here the cos theta. Here theta means cos alpha actually, cos alpha. Cos alpha, we know that cos alpha equals to base divided by hypotenuse. Here base is AD, cos alpha equals to base AD and divided by hypotenuse AC. AD divided by AC. And from this information, we need the value of AD here. So the AD equals to AC into cos alpha, AC into cos alpha. And along with the side AC, you can see clearly acting vector Q. And as we are we are going to find out the magnitude, so we will submit only Q without the arrow sign. At times the student said, sir, in this figure has given the arrow sign on vector on Q, but why we have not given the arrow sign? Why not? Here we will find out the value actually. Here vector Q is a vector quantity which indicates both value and that magnitude and direction, but here we will find out the magnitude. This is why we have not submitted vector sign. So, okay, as we need the AD, that AD is base. So, according to the trigonometric law, we have got the information as cos alpha, AD divided by AC, base divided by hypotenuse. We need AD equals to AC cos alpha, AD equals to, according to the cross multiplication, AC cos alpha, and along with AC side, it is acting vector Q, and we will submit the Q. Okay, so we have already got the value of AD here. AD equals to Q cos alpha. Now we will submit the value of AD in equation 1. So according to the information of equation 1, we can see OC square equal to OA square plus AC square plus 2OA into AD. OC square equals to OA square plus AC square 2OA, and here we have already find out in place of AD equals to AC cos alpha. So here we will submit in lieu of AD equal to AC cos alpha. AD in lieu of AD AC cos alpha. So now we will submit the information. So here OC indicates the diagonal of this parallelogram, and according to the parallelogram law, first of all, we have already submitted the information. The diagonal will inform or express the resultant of two vectors. This is why OC, in the place of OC, we will submit R here. R means resultant, and OA here, OA along with side OA, here is acting vector P, as we will submit the value or magnitude. So in the place of OA, we will submit P, along with OA, here is P, and as there is given the square, so OA in the place of OA, we have submitted P, and then square, and along with AC, here is acting vector Q. So we submit here Q and then square, and to OA. Here OA indicate P. So we have submitted here P, and AC means here AC is to Q. We have submitted Q. So next line we can write in this way, as has given the square. So the resultant will be R equals to root over P square plus Q square plus 2 PQ cos alpha. This is the resultant of two vectors. When you will have to find out the resultant of two vectors in magnitude, then you can directly write this formula when you will solve the mathematical problem or the CQ question. Then you will, according to the parallelogram law, the resultant, finally we have got R equals to root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. This is the resultant. Now, if we want to submit again the direction of the resultant, and according to the again, we can apply according to the parallelogram law. If two similar vectors act along with to the adjacent side of a parallelogram from a particular point, then from that point the diagonal will indicate the resultant, that means the addition of those two vectors, and both in magnitude and direction. Here suppose we have taken here the resultant vector of those two vectors. He has created the angle theta with the vector t. Now, if we can find out the value of the angle of theta, then we will easily get the direction of the resultant vector. So let us find out the direction. So in case of here triangle ODC is also right angle triangle. From here we can easily find out the angle theta, which here indicating the direction of the resultant vector R. So from the right angle triangle ODC, we can find out tan theta angle from the slope from here of slope OC. We can easily submit according to the trigonometry of tan theta equal to perpendicular by base. Here, in case of triangle ODC, here is tan theta, as we have taken tan theta equal to perpendicular by base here. So here perpendicular CD and base OD. then perpendicular CD and base OD. Tan theta equals to perpendicular by base. Perpendicular CD and base equal to OD. This is why we have written CD divided by OD. Again, in this case, OD, here we can easily see OD is divided into here two side. One is OA, another is AD. So let us again write in replace of OD, here OD equals to OA plus AD. OD equals to OA plus AD. From here we can see, we can already submit the value of OA and value of AD, but the value of CD here is unknown. So how again we can find out the value of CD? How? From this information we can easily see here the value of OA will be P, and AD, which we have already got here, AD equals to AC cos alpha, but here the value of CD is unknown. Value of CD is unknown. Again, according to the information in this case, according to the information of this parallelogram, here in case of triangle, right angle triangle ACD, as along with AC is acting Q, and here we need the value of CD here, value of CD. And from this information, from this triangle ACD, we need the value of CD. And in this case, in triangle ACD, we need the value of CD. In this triangle ACD, here CD indicates the perpendicular, and our given information is hypotenuse. And according to the trigonometric law, we know the angle between when we need to find out the perpendicular or hypotenuse and given value. If one value is given, we can easily find out another value. And here the relation between perpendicular and hypotenuse is sin theta. We know that according to the law, trigonometric law, sin alpha equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Here perpendicular is CD and hypotenuse is AC. So this is why we can write sin alpha equals to CD divided by AC. Perpendicular by hypotenuse. CD divided by AC. Here we need the value of CD here. So sin alpha equals to CD divided by AC, and here we will find out the value of CD. This is why by cross multiplication CD equals to AC into sin alpha. CD equals to AC into sin alpha. AC into sin alpha. And we know here, according to the given information, the value of AC here vector Q. We'll submit the value, so we'll only submit Q without the arrow sign. Now we need here the value of CD, and we have already got the value of CD. The value of CD is Q sin alpha. So let us submit the value of CD here, Q sin alpha. This is why we can write tan theta equal to, in the place of CD we have already got Q sin alpha, and OA we know already. OA indicate the vector P, we will submit the magnitude P, and AD. We have already got the value of AD from here. AD equal to AC cos alpha. AD equal to AC cos alpha. AD will be replaced as Q cos alpha. So finally, to find out the direction, we will find out the value of tan theta. Tan theta equals to Q sin alpha by P plus Q cos alpha. Again, how we have got this information. Tan theta equal to CD divided by OA plus AD. In place of CD we have got Q sin alpha. In place of CD Q sin alpha. In place of OA, in place of OA here is P, and in place of AD, here is Q cos alpha, Q cos alpha, Q cos alpha. So finally this equation number 3. So to find out the direction, we will submit tan theta equal to Q sin alpha by P plus Q cos alpha here. So as the here theta indicates the direction of the resultant of those two given vectors. So theta equals to inverse tan inverse Q sin alpha by P plus Q cos alpha. So many students mistakes here. Here is two angle. One angle is alpha and another angle is theta. Which indicates alpha and which indicates theta. Alpha is the angle between the two given vectors, vector P and vector Q, and theta here the angle between the resultant vector and vector P vector. So the alpha and theta is not same here. So alpha is the internal angle between the two given vectors, and theta is the angle between the resultant and P vector, which vector is acting along its side OA. So in this way, with the help of parallelogram law, we can easily find out the resultant, that means the addition of two similar vectors and the direction of the resultant. So to find out the addition or resultant of two vectors, we will write r equals to root over p square plus q square plus 2pq cos alpha, and to find out the direction, we will must apply tan theta equal to q sin alpha by p plus q cos alpha here. This is how we can find out the resultant of two vectors with the help of the parallelogram law. So in the next day we will discuss how we can find out the maximum value and the minimum value of the addition of two vectors. Why not? From this information we can easily see here, if the value of the two vector P and vector Q are constant, then the addition will verify on the angle, depending on the angle between the given two vectors on cos alpha. Here if we apply the maximum value of cos alpha here, then we will get the maximum resultant value of those two vectors, and if we submit here the minimum value of cos alpha here, so we will get the minimum resultant value of those two given vectors. So in our next topics, or in our next lecture, we will discuss how we can get the maximum value of the two given vectors and the minimum value of the two given vectors. It is also important in our practical life. In a practical life, from our practical life, we have got the parallelogram law. So no more today. Thanks of all. We will discuss about the parallelogram law, the additional information which we will face as the understanding based type question. So no more today. Thanks of all. Allah Hafiz.